Hello, hello! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI. So we're here finishing up a very easy run of the new Ambuscade, which is a versus Mamulja. And the Mamulja actually start out with all these interesting auras, which are apparently removed by either a sheer amount of critical hits or performing specific skill chains on them. Although on very easy, the additional Mamuljas that aren't the off-cars here, they seem to die so quickly that critical hits was the way to go. Because getting enough TP to even perform a skill chain killed them outright. So, also there's an added caveat that if you cast on any of the Mamulja, they respond with their strongest TP moves, which they otherwise only use sparingly or on very difficult. And on VD, I think it's only sparingly anyway, unless you cast on them. And so it's this whole, I had to like choose a trust layout that would minimize casts on them. And awkwardly enough, after I killed all the ads, the boss went for a Buru and killed the shit out of her, even though I got 2 tank thrusts out. And we got 2 tank thrusts out because I wasn't sure if the Lionel would get himself killed by casting Flash. But trusts are actually at enhanced HP and MP this month, so I don't think he was in any trouble at all at this point anyway. But this is very easy. We're doing this on very easy because I'm not very geared or skilled or willing to use third-party tools. So here we are, and we're on Corsair. Mainly to get guys aura back. That's not cool. Just wasting my shots. He loses his aura if you make all of the additional Mamulja lose the aura, and then I guess he gets it back if you don't kill him quickly enough. But, whatever. A win's a win. And, I would have started the recording sooner than that to show off the whole fight, but, honestly, tonight I'm in a really weird place. Like, I don't know, you ever just had one of those days where, like, yeah, your boss kind of was mad at you because, like, you didn't do exactly everything you needed to do at work, or, like, their higher-up told them to be mad at you because, you know, the higher-up, you know, it's the chain of shit, right? Like, shit rolls downhill. The highest higher-up is mad at the person directly below them because they're not making money and not having their effortless life that they want, and so they shit on their VP, the VP shits on the next person down, the next person down shits on your boss, and then your boss shits on you, right? Well, that kind of happened to me today at the start of my 10-hour shift. And I really tried to let it, like, roll off, and I thought that it had. Like, I didn't think that it bothered me really too much, because I recognized it for what it was. It's completely illogical. And we're going to do this other ambuscade, by the way, the normal ambuscade, just to see how much easier it is than the mammals. Although, honestly, on very easy, the mammals weren't that bad at all, so I'll probably go back in there on my own time and try out easy difficulty ranking, see if I can get better results, I suppose. Now, apparently this antlion, he, has a bunch of ads or something. And we're just gonna see if we can overpower them because I only like looked over this one ever so slightly and actually like completely forgot anything I read about it. And then I was watching Apathetic AJ's Let's Play today. I keep up with his Let's Play pretty well, I feel. And he just went in on easy, and it was like ignore the ads that spawn and just kill it. And it looked less annoying than the animated weapon from last month, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? We'll give Snake Eye a go. Ah, sweet, we got the 2 because of Snake Eye. I love that effect on Snake Eye, I really do. If you're not in the know, whenever you roll on the Levian as a Corsair, it means that whenever you bust, your bust won't actually affect you. And so you can just roll with Reckless Abandon until you get the number that you want. And also the benefit of having an 11 roll up is it cuts down... Okay, 4 is the lucky on Chaos roll, I'm pretty sure. So we're just going to stick with that. So we got Zayd in the party too, so we'll be fine. Oh, look at that, we're at full TP because of the regain roll. I love that roll. I think Samurai roll is actually more optimal if you... are engaged, but I kind of don't care. Also, apparently I didn't care enough to use my new job abilities that I'm still not used to having. Of course, Corsair gained these other job abilities like triple shot, which is pretty obvious, but I don't think my gun's really that great. Oh, I forgot Almia does that. Almia keeps you like a ranger if you're on Corsair. She gives you Valor Minuet and a ranged accuracy slash ability song instead of double march. I should have used Joachim. Joachim, he'll only give you 1 march, but he'll give you march and minuet instead of march and whatever the fuck, so. But yeah, I could have used crooked cards to try to enhance the chaos roll. Either roll, really. It buffs the next roll you do. I think it works with double up, too. And that's a lot of ads. I might use some Legend Salute here in a minute. We do have a Legend Salute set. I just don't think that it's a very good set. Also, I'm pretty sure Antlines are resilient to darkness. Oh yeah, he resists darkness like crazy. We'll probably just use our Savage Blade set for Detonator and have some decent results. And they weren't that great. Probably need more agility in that set. Savage Blade's the way to go. I wonder why the ads died. I have no idea. Maybe they die, like, and get replaced by stuff as the fight goes. Looks like he got Damson Flies out there at the end, or Carmen Dobson Flies, or whatever. I don't know. But those are the new ambuscades for the month of September, now that we're like fully 2 weeks into, basically 2 weeks into December. And whatever. I really do need to upgrade more of my sets, particularly my sets revolving around Warrior and Jack. Well, Solevias and Jacri. I need to upgrade those sets quite a bit. Let's pop back over to Bastock real quick. I'm gonna grab some sickles, if I remember where to buy them. And we'll go back to doing the Sandorian leg of the Voracious Resurgence. So, I mean, like, we might as well, right? Like, there's rewards at the end of the Voracious Resurgence that we definitely want. There's these really awesome rings for us to get, assuming we can actually beat it. I don't know exactly what kind of power it takes to beat the final fights. I just know that it's another storyline to do, so we gotta yawn at it while we talk about it. Totally not because we're having a strong mixed drink and it's like 2 a.m. Totally not that reason. And where do I buy sickles? We need sickles for the next Voracious Resurgence mission that we're on. Right, we need to open a guide page on sickles and then the Voracious Resurgence. Okay, we can buy them from lots of weird places. Huh. I don't remember buying from any of those places. But I guess we'll go to... So we can get them in Eastern Adelan at H6. And it's worth it to hear the Eastern Adelan music, so bear with me. And also thank you for bearing with me in prior videos. Let's see, H6, huh? Oh, we're basically right here. Okay. Which one is it? Oh boy. Ah, cool. Okay. We'll buy 42 of them because 42 is the answer to the universe, and well, life, the universe, and everything to be more specific. And then we'll open the Voracious Resurgence guide because all the porn bots are following us on Twitter. Okay, let's see. I wonder if that happens to women too. Like, I've wondered that ever since, like, the emergence of dating websites, hookup sites, and then, you know, later hookup apps and things. Like, I don't know about you, but I didn't always have a fiance. And let's see. So do we gotta talk to Halvar again, or do we gotta just go for it? I think we'll go talk to Halvar real quick and see. So we might as well. And then we'll, if Halvar doesn't say anything cool, then we'll carry on for the next step. Oh wait, no. Okay, we can actually go to the next step. Because it says go to the garden for a cutscene. We went to the garden for a cutscene. We got the cutscene with Clady, right? So I think we just go to, like, let's just look at our missions just to make sure, right? Clady's concerned, right? Halvar has another quest. Trian once fell ill. Blah 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 blah. From Shabato, and Shabato is the gardener. So we've got to go to Ottawa Chasm. And that's in Kolshushu? No. Aragano? Yeah, okay. That's going to put us by Boneyard Gully, right? Head to Ottawa Chasm with some sickles and harvest at the glowing flower harvesting point at H8 to receive the Solidago flower. From the home point, head southwest to F6 and you will come out on the large western side of the map. Hug the left wall and you'll be able to re-enter the tunnel. Okay, whatever, we'll just follow the map. Like, we don't need this silly text guide tell us crap. And we'll just whip out, I don't know, Shikari Z, in case we pick up aggro of any kind. She's a good partner to have, I think. We don't need, like, all our trust in the zone, and we're not doing any actual, like, real combat, so... Bolters roll, and we go, right? Oh look, the 11 and 2 rolls, that's amazing. Put on our Hermes sandals to go even faster, and bada bing bada boom, we're the best. Let's see, we actually want to go east, I think, but we gotta go west to actually go back around. Something like that. Ottawa Chasm is a maze. It's not a labyrinth, because you don't always go to the center. Remember, that's the key difference between a labyrinth and a maze. The labyrinth leads you into and out of the center regardless of how it's constructed. A maze actually gets you lost and has complete dead ends. Right? And it's not that labyrinths can't be confusing. Like, a labyrinth can still confuse you enough that you get lost if it's big enough. But you know, there's a reason that the dude in the Greek myth could, like, go into the labyrinth with, like, his string trailing behind him or whatever, and then, like, right-hand rule his way to the Minotaur or whatever it is. Yeah, because it's designed, like, by design, the labyrinth, it's not made really to be hard to get into. It's made to take a long time to trek through, right? Like, it's like your small intestine, more or less, right? Like, it's this really long walking path that's, like, all wound up. Oh, please. Y'all ruined my Bolter's roll. I hope you know that, jerks. Such is life, such is life. Can we get 11 again? Of course not. Of course not. Oh. Okay, we were gonna get 11. We were gonna get it, but these fucking antlions... Can I move unmolested, please? Can I just have a crumb of not getting aggro? I guess I could use Spectral Jig, right? Man. Am I high, or is the fucking spot at H8, is that not in, like, the canyon? Whatever, we'll figure out where this is sooner or later. No Snake Eye proc. Sad times. Still, it's better than... Wait, is this technically an outside zone? Could we have been mounted up this whole time? Hey, wait a second. That's a notorious monster. I have no idea how strong it is, but there's no way it's strong enough to contend with item level. It has shock spikes. There are so many notorious monsters in this game that, I have never even seen. Right, because there's like tons that got added in. They're just like added in like, oh hey, you know, here's a notorious monster that drops dick all, but it's here. And, like, there are so many that are like that. Like, I guess, like the developers really just sort of like sprayed and prayed. They're like, here, this notorious monster will drop this katana that gives like +5 damage to Arcana. This one will drop a katana that gives like +5 damage to Vermin. This one will do a katana with low delay and double attack +1%. That's also usable by ninja. You know, this notorious monster will give you blowjobs and the reach around while it's fucking you in the ass. And then they you know, just like this led to a lot of notorious monsters basically being not worth your time because they made almost all of them, right? Like almost all the notorious monsters in this game. They take a long time to spawn. They have really low drop rate. You know, they're really out of the way. Their level is, you know, they like the higher level ones take a whole party to kill, or like at least 3 players with like specific jobs, and then, you know, just that sort of thing, right? So, did I ever finish my thought on the dating apps or whatever? I'm pretty sure I did, but in case I didn't, I guess I'll talk about it while we're traveling. But you know, like dating sites and like hookup sites, particularly, They really started to crop up when I became an adult. Like, there was a few of them that I think are... I don't know for sure. I think they're defunct now. Or most people write them off as a scam, which most of them are scams or aren't good for men. Men have no control on those sites or apps, by the way. But it's like a really saucy one was like Adult Friend Finder. Well, also a really scammy one, obviously. And then there was like this one. It was like kind of like MySpace, but for dating. I can't remember what it was called at all, but like around 2011, 2012, it was like a big thing, like, and it was made by these two, you know, like trust fund kids. I say trust fund kids, I don't actually know that for sure, but like, yeah, there were kids who came from like at least upper middle class families in the first place, right? And so like they're already well-to-do, they're both white, and they were millionaires by 19 or whatever because they made this site. And it really had a layout very reminiscent of MySpace. Like, not the same colors. It was actually more colorful than MySpace. But I think it started with like a Z. I don't really know, but the people that were on it, right? Like, I think that was like the last honest dating site or app I ever used. Because like the women I would talk to on it, like they actually had personalities and actually responded, right? Like actually responded, and I didn't get any like spam. I didn't get spam from like porn. I didn't get spam from webcam things or OnlyFans bots or whatever. I just got like actual responses. I want to say it was like Zeusk, but that doesn't seem right. I think Zeusk was a different one. Slightly older one. Man, I bought 42 sickles for nothing. But yeah, like, I actually found some good bands through that by talking to weird emo chicks that were like, not actually emo chicks, I guess, but like, I don't know, alternative chicks, you know, like the type with facial piercings and tattoos that like wouldn't give you the time of day normally in real life because they're not giving anyone the time of day in real life. They're wondering why they can't get a partner, so they turn to dating site. And then like they don't actually need to turn to dating site. They just did it for extra attention throughout their day, like most women on social medias. And I mean, because like believe you to me, like if a woman is ridiculously hot, she knows she's ridiculously hot. So why would she need to get on social media and appeal to, you know, people that she views as her lessers in the first place, right? Like, wouldn't she just, you know, fucking have her real life people that she knows that she's, you know, probably constantly being hit on by anyway? So back to San Diego, right? But yeah, like I found the band Tear through this one particular chick that I really tried my hardest to get her to like continue conversation with me. I got her to respond to me, I think 3 or 4 times. And then like I was trying to convince her that I was into the same type of music as her, and she just did not believe me at all. She was like, that's the obvious lead-in, every guy tries that or whatever. And like, in all honesty, I wasn't into literally everything she displayed on her page. Like, there was some pretty heavy, like, death metal and, like, progressive metal that I was just not feeling. But, like, the band Tear, I really loved. Like, I was, like, super glad to have found her page and found that. And she just like, after like the 4th message, she was just like, you're just trying to get in my pants like immediately by connecting with me through music, so you're worthless. I'm not gonna talk to you. You're a fake poser, piece of shit. I guess she was right, I don't know. I didn't lose any sleep over it. I just remembered it because, hey, I found one of my favorite bands of all time because of this chick with face piercings. I see you finally decided to grace us with your presence. How dare you keep the princess waiting? That was rather rude, Shalvato. This adventurer kindly agreed to help me with my request. Isn't that right? Anything for you, Clady Boo. Thank you for bringing me the Solidago flower. We should have looked at that in key item description. I could probably find the key item description for it by opening a new window on BG Wiki. Okay, so if we had read the Solidago flower description in-game, the bright yellow pollen of this flower gleams in the sunlight, and its redolent fragrance helps clear the mind of distractions. Unlike many other wild flowers, it is difficult to grow in controlled conditions. Oh, excuse me. What I'm about to tell you is a Sandiorian royal family secret. Also, she says she must apologize for this, but I had some people look into your background. Hey, did you look into my background and remember that I saved your country from, like, the ghost of Rampere and that other crazy bullshit guy that was, like, pretending to be the first dragoon or whatever the fuck? Did you remember that you had a crush on me? Or, well, on Calmwind, anyway. However, I feel comfortable telling you because I require your assistance with a certain matter. Can I swear you to secrecy? But, Princess! Of course. I can keep a secret. I appreciate your discretion. The truth is, the Solidago flower is not for my brother. In fact, it is the very thing that caused him to fall ill in the first place. There was once a young woman who wore this flower in her hair upon visiting House Virgo. My brother took ill soon after meeting this woman. My brother, who hates attending balls as a matter of course, saw this as an opportunity to get out of his duties. That is the truth behind what Monerley Halver was talking about. Shalvato looked into the matter, and it apparently has something to do with our particular body composition. Yes, I believe it is known as an allegorical reaction. Or maybe it was an allergen reaction. Allegorical. It is quite the mystery. Aside from my brother and me, nobody else is adversely affected by this flower. Yet, yes, it affects me as well, just as it does my brother. Princess! Hang in there, I shall bring you some peppermint at once. I'm fine, Shalvato. I'm sorry to have worried you, adventurer. The peppermint that grows in the garden here is capable of counteracting the strange effect the flower has on our bodies. However, very few people know about this, not even Monerley Halver. Could I ask that you leave this particular matter out when you report back to him? Yes, simply tell him that you've prepared some medicine for Prince Trion and that he has nothing to worry about. We grow the peppermint here in the garden. We now have this rare Solidago flower here thanks to you. It will not grow back or fall into someone else's hands for a little while at least. I shall dispose of the flowers, so I am counting on you to handle the rest. Yeah, okay. Bolters roll! Swing. Do I risk it? No, I was a fool! And back in the day, I actually, because I didn't know about the 11 thing, like no one told me about it. And I don't know if it was actually always a thing or not. The way I originally played Corsair when I first leveled it ever was if I rolled anything higher, like a 6 or higher on my first roll, Well, actually, you can't roll higher than 6. But if I rolled a 6, right? Like if I rolled up to a 6 through either the first roll or by doubling up, I would just not double up. So either I would get the lucky number, or my rolls would basically, like, if they landed on 6 or higher after a double up, I would just not. I just not bother with it because I never wanted to bust. But that turns out to be slightly the wrong way to play Corsair, because obviously you can't get your best result if you never try for 11. But I mean, it really doesn't become an option for Corsair until you have the merited abilities on it to counteract it, which is Fold and Snake Eye. So, well, did you speak with Chalvateau, the gardener? Is that so? You managed to prepare the medicine. This is excellent news. House Virgo's ball is coming up soon. I shall sleep much more soundly at night. Although there is still one problem remaining. I have to decide on a possible replacement for Prince Trion's dance partner, Princess Clady. If Princess Clady is not feeling well, she would usually be replaced by Corilla. You see, what Prince Trion cannot really be called dancing. Motherfucker can't dance. So we require a skilled individual that is able to keep up with him. However, Corilla will be sharing a first dance with the heir to House Toulon at this ball. Sharing a first dance, or to put it in simpler terms, a way to check their romantic compatibility. People of Chateau d'Orogil can't stop talking about it. They say it's only a matter of time before General Corilla of the Triple Knights becomes Marquise? I think it's Marquise, but looks like Marquess to me, I don't know. Corilla instead. To be honest, I think my younger sister is a much better match for him. Let's return to talking about the ball, shall we? I am having trouble thinking of any other possible replacements for Princess Clady aside from Corilla. Therefore, it is imperative that Princess Clady be healthy enough to attend the ball. Naturally, I wish for her to be in good health at other times, too. Please remember to pray for her as well. Man, is Clady trying to set a sister up? Is she trying to, basically wingman for Corilla? If you ever played 11 back in the day, which you probably did if you're watching this, there were these side stories you could read when you were logging in to play online called the Vanadil Tribune. You know, which is basically like a newspaper or an editorial column that had all these little lore tidbits that you just don't get in the game. And like you see it occasionally in like the Sandy Warrior missions and a couple other mission lines, I think, and quest lines. But Corilla and Prince Trion have like a thing. Like they have a romantic attraction to one another. They fought in a tournament, and Corilla broke Prince Trion's sword, and that's how she lost her eye and whatnot. Well, hurt her eye, rather. And ever since then, they've been kind of, you know, really flirty together. And there was a Vanadil Tribune article about them, like, attending a ball, and you get to see an artwork of Corilla in a dress. That's part of the reason I'm really, really smitten with her. She's one of my, you know, top 10 hotties of Final Fantasy XI. And, so yeah, she's like canonically supposed to hook up with Trion, but they do the whole anime thing where they can't consummate the relationship. It's just not allowed, not allowed. Okay, what do we gotta do now? Oh, we have to zone and speak to Halvar again, actually. I was a fool. I was a fool to see my cute Corilla honeyboo. Where can I go? But yeah, through particular dating website I'm talking about, I was in the Navy at the time when I was using it, and I was in the first leg of nuke school, I believe, or maybe the second leg. I think I started using it in between A school and power school. But either way, I was stationed in Charleston, South Carolina, or near enough, you know, Goose Creek, whatever. And I found after the girl with the facial piercings, there was this redhead lady who was in school in Charleston, and she was, when I talked to her, she was actually in the market to, you know, to find someone, and she was really hoping for someone highly intelligent, which I think of myself as being, and she was in school to be a neuroscientist or something. And we set up this date. Like, we had all the details that we were going to meet at this place in Charleston that's like dancing or whatever. Oh, I'm supposed to talk to Halvor, aren't I? Sorry, my brain is just like, go talk to the hot one. I'm glad to see you, Calmwind. I'm afraid that a rather unfortunate incident has occurred. I found Princess Clady collapsed on the floor. Although she does not appear to be suffering from a fever, she did not have the strength to stand. We have had both a doctor and a friar examine her, but the cause of her affliction remains a mystery. The king said she was simply tired, and we should not worry, but still. Who will be Prince Trion's dance partner now? There's no need to get yourself all worked up, Halvor. Forgive me, Prince Trion. I am sorry that all your work behind the scenes for this ball has been for naught. One can still socialize at the ball without dancing, you know. My father can be stuck in his ways sometimes. With all due respect, Prince Trion, I believe you are downplaying the significance of a dance. Dancing is a form of nonverbal communication. You press forward on your partner at times, but also meet them halfway at others. That is why I'm not so fond of it. Still, I have not given up yet. I simply need to find a replacement for Princess Clady. I heard that Clady's usual replacement, Corilla, declined because she is too busy. No, Corilla is not busy. She was asked to have the first dance by Lord Gitane, heir to House Talom. What did you just say? I imagine some difficulties may arise due to their difference in status, but Corilla would make a fine countess. In fact, it is quite possible that she ends up being the one keeping Lord Gitane in check. Do you not agree, Prince Trion? Wait, Prince Trion! What is it? That reminds me, we could always ask my younger sister. Your what? She would be the perfect replacement. She is a skilled dancer, and unlike me, she is actually quite fetching. Although as the captain of the Carmine Swallows, she is usually rather busy. Your sister? I refuse. Does he really have to be so forceful with his rejection? At any rate, I doubt anyone will be able to come up with a better idea. There's nobody other than my sister Altinia that can take Princess Clady's place. Unfortunately, my sister's unit is currently away from the kingdom in order to hunt down a monster that appeared at Rengomont Pass. Wait, I know. I can just have you take this letter to Altinia and summon her to the capital. This goes without saying, but you do not have a choice in the matter. You must leave for Rengomont Pass at once. Okay. Suppose we can do that. This letter, addressed to Altinia, has been sealed in the finest wax in all of San Dioria. It would be unwise to break the seal just to sate your own curiosity, but you suspect it has something to do with dancing with Prince Treon. Let's see if Corilla says anything. I know she probably doesn't, but we don't get to see her very much. So, might as well. Oh, she does say something. Lord Gaetan of House Toulon. What is there to think about? Oh, she's trying to say that it's only logical that she go for the Count because she's just a lowly knight. There's no way that she could go to the Bone Zone with Prince Treon. Ooh. Now, I know what you're thinking, viewer. You're thinking, it's no wonder you got shut down on all those dating sites. And I'll have you know, yeah, you're right. But, yeah, I guess I'll finish my story while we're on the way to Rengomont Pass. As I think there's a book in Rengomont Pass, but we might as well just go there. Like, we might as well just, like, walk through Ronfaure, you know, like, why miss out on a chance to hear the Ronfaure music, you know? Why do we have to be 100% efficient with all things we do in life when, you know, it's not even efficient to play an MMO, right? Like, it's like the same thing in the Fire Emblem community. It's like, the most efficient way to play the game is actually to not play it, because then you'll have a turn count of 0 forever. Well, the most efficient way to play it is to play it once, and then never play it again, because that will be the lowest turn count you will ever have. Right? So. But yeah, so I was trying to mac on this future neuroscientist or whatever, or neurosurgeon, or whatever she was actually trying to do, supposedly. And she was a hot redhead, and she was, I guess, politically activated. Because, like, we didn't set up a date at first. We actually set up... She said she would be at this, like, swing dance place on the weekend, but she would be also at this, like, parade slash I don't know if it was a march or what exactly it was. It was some big event going through Charleston that, like, moved through the streets. And I don't think it was technically a parade, though, but either way, that was like a thing. And I thought about trying to go to that and try to see her, but I, like, straight up, I looked at my schedule for my school, my nuclear power school, and I was just like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. I need a set, you know, place and date, and it has to be on the weekends. Like Saturday or Sunday, because I can't get a taxi into town because I was, like, still on restriction. Like, I couldn't own a car, or, like, I could own a car, I just couldn't drive it anywhere. And I was on restriction because when you class up into, actually, oh yeah, when I classed up into power school, they made us run a PRT, the entire class of, like, 1,200 students or whatever. We ran a PRT at 4:30 in the morning, but it was still in black flag conditions because it was like 88 degrees, even though it was 4:30 in the morning in the middle of summer. And so everyone woke up like super duper tired and went out in this ridiculously muggy South Carolina heat and ran this PRT, and over 680 of the 1,200 students failed, and I was one of them. And so we all got put on Class 2 restriction, which meant like you can only dress in civilian clothes on the weekend. You have a curfew of midnight. You have to be back on base in sight by midnight. If you want to go out in town on the weekday, you have to wear a full uniform, either your service uniform or your dress blues, and all that. So I was on restriction, and I only barely failed my run, which is the thing I always have problems with when I was in the Navy. I cannot run for shit. And I told her, you know, it's gotta be on the weekend, so we set up an actual date at that like swing dance place. And I'd never been there, right? Like I'm not a native to Charleston or anything, and I didn't really like know the area at all. So I just like went to the edge of the nuclear power school site and hailed a taxi and said, "Hey, take me to downtown Charleston," and like the address or whatever. And I did, and the taxi ride out there cost me like, I think it was like $195 to get out there. And then because I needed a ride back, I said, "Hey, taxi, my date's at like 8:30 or whatever." And I had gotten out there at like, I think it was like 5:30, maybe 6:30. We'll go with 6:30. We'll try to make it a slightly less bad memory. Touch the vicious claw marks at J8. Oh, no, we don't want to log out. J8, huh? Okay, that's not too far away. And I started looking for this place, this like swing dance place or whatever. Because, you know, the date's not till 8:30. I figure I got enough time to find it. Well, it turned out, in hindsight, after I actually found the place, which I didn't find the place until like literally like the time of the date, like 5 minutes before, really. And actually no, I think it was like 5 minutes late. Actually, yeah, 5 minutes late. And what Taisai? Wonder if they drop refresh. But before that, I spent all of that evening walking up and down the streets and walking in circles and squares and blocks, trying to find this place because I could not find the place. Like I had the general location, but I didn't have the exact location at all. And in hindsight, I felt like a stupid fool because it turned out that it was J8. Okay, yeah, it's up there. It had actually been like 2 buildings away from where my taxi had dropped me off, but the name on the building was in really small letters just above the doorway, and so you'd have to be standing literally right in front of it in order to find it. And yeah, so I was like 5 minutes late. I go in. There's like a $5 fee to like go in. And I go in, and there's all these people swing dancing, and the atmosphere is really pleasant, and I'm really nervous because, you know, this girl is like ridiculously hot, and like, I mean, to me anyway, like she's not like some like Hollywood, you know, stereotypical like bimbo out of 10, right? Like, she's like this relatively tall, freckled, red-haired, nerdy chick with like a average build, and I don't know why we have to fight this Smilodon. We've got to fight this Smilodon. And I'm looking all over for her, and then I look at the time, and I'm thinking, well, maybe she's not here yet. But as time wore on, and it got closer to the time that I told my taxi that, you know, I would be back or ready to go or whatever, she still hadn't shown up. So it was like closing in on 10 o'clock. I think that was the time I'd given it or something. If I remember right anyway, I don't know for sure. Tell me, adventurer, where's that Smilodon that I chased here? Oh, Halvor's sister is a hot blonde. What? You managed to slay it by yourself? Of course. Most impressive. How would you like to join my unit and hone your skills even further? That was a joke. I did not mean to put you on the spot, adventurer. At any rate, your help is appreciated. That monster was attacking anybody who ventured through the pass. That's why we were sent out here, but we found it to be rather fleet of foot. My unit got separated while we were trying to track it. Strangely, that particular species is usually found on the Razowa continent to the north. We will need to investigate what it was doing down here. Forgive me, I must give you a reward for your trouble. You have my gratitude, although I do not have anything to give you at the moment, so please visit me at the castle in Sandoria sometime. Just ask for Altinia, Knight of Sandoria, and they will take you to me. What's that? You need to speak to me about something. A ball? Is he serious? Forgive me, it's just that my brother still thinks of me as some innocent little girl. When in fact, I carry the responsibility of leading an elite military unit on an important mission. Hunting down this monster was not as easy as my brother seems to think it was. Besides, this expedition is just a pretense. We were supposed to head north in order to investigate some mysterious egg up there. Please forget what I just said. I simply meant to say that I cannot abandon my mission. You understand, right? I could have sworn I just said to forget about that. You were just like my brother. Actually, I imagine an adventurer like yourself may have heard news of this egg somewhere. If you ever heard the word of the egg, please tell either Lord Rahal or Lord Eximel of the Royal Knights. Naturally, you can tell Lady Corilla of the Temple Knights, too. Actually, maybe you should tell her something else instead. About her dance partner that my brother mentioned in his letter. Lord Gaitan can be a rather incorrigible man at times. He is quite infamous among us knights, but it may be difficult for her to refuse him. You see, Lord Gaitan outranks Lady Corilla, and his house wields a great deal of influence. That's why I think it would be best if Prince Trion himself broke up the whole thing. I want you to tell my brother that he needs to convince Prince Trion to do this. If the prince simply says that he wants to dance with Lady Corilla, then everything will be resolved. Oh shit, a honest-to-God declaration of desire? Are you crazy? Oh, she hopes to see us again someday. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing her again someday either. Halvor was right, she is quite fair. But yeah, so I waited until the absolute last possible moment and, like, went out to my taxi and told him, hey, could you give me just, like, 10 more minutes? Obviously, I will pay you the difference. And she never showed up. And so, when I got back, like, right at midnight to my barracks room. I sent her a message. I was like, hey, I'm sorry I was a few minutes late. I had trouble finding the place. And she responded back with, oh, well, I didn't go out tonight. I was never there. And I was just like, but we, set up a date. Like, you were supposed to at least be there. Like, I could understand, you showing up and being mad that I was late and then leaving, but, like, you weren't there at all? And she was like, I didn't set up a date with you. I just said that I might be there. And I just, like, scrolled up to our, like, past conversation and reposted it to her. And she was just she was a complete bitch. Like, she just, like, went off on me. She was just like, you don't have any confidence, blah, 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 blah. You gotta fake it till you make it, blah, 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 blah. If you'd been more confident, maybe I would actually come out tonight, blah, 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 blah. And here I am thinking to myself, I spent, like, $400 to take a taxi out to go on a date with you. And you didn't even show up. Like, that. I got stood up in the worst way. It was very unpleasant. I don't like thinking about it, honestly. But tonight's the kind of night where I will, because honestly, I don't know what it was, but on my way home from work tonight, I just, like, started mentally spiraling. Like, I'm actually usually very happy. Like, I don't let a lot of stuff bother me. And I like what I do in my life. Like, I know I don't have the most important job in the world. It's not actually a job I truly enjoy. But I make enough money to live and play games that I like and buy things for the woman I love. But I just, like, started spiraling. It's like, I could have had such a much better life if I had just not made, mistakes. Or if I had a little more ambition. Like, other nebulous, things like that. That, like, of course they make sense to say. Like, who couldn't say that, right? Like, if I had a little more ambition, I might have gotten this. Or, oh, if I hadn't made that one mistake that one time, then I would have gotten this, and I'd be so much better off, I don't know, I guess I just feel a little bit down. So I'm thinking about all the times that I've felt down. Dun dun dun. She can't give her permission, dude. What did you say? I cannot believe that my adorable sister would turn her back on her own brother like this. No, this is no time for me to be crying. Now that I think about it, my dear sister is right. If we can convince Prince Treon that he wants to dance with Gorilla and no one else, all of our problems will be solved. Of course, we are doing this for the prince's own good. It should be Lord Gaetan of House Talom that is crying, not me. I am counting on you, Calmwind. I shall speak with him, so please head to Prince Treon's room once you are ready. There is no need for concern. In private, Prince Treon is a gentle soul, quite different from the stern face he presents to the world. Bro, I have met with Prince Treon, like, privately at least 3 times. And I've also fought alongside him on the field of battle. In the rank 10 Sandioria mission, where I saved his fucking life. You don't need to tell me how he is. Just admit to wiping my memory, okay? Damn right you say come in, bitch. Uh-oh, change to Promathia Danger music. Ah, Calmwind, I know why you are here. Although I do not exactly understand what Halvard means. So basically you are here to change my mind about this matter? In that case, how about you do so via a test of strength? What about Gorilla? She will be dancing with Lord Gaetan, right? Haha, that should be a sight to see. He is Gorilla's dance partner, right? It's just as you say. I have also heard that he is not a very friendly person. He has performed many deeds that call his character into question, and my people report that he has a rather dour personality. Don't get me wrong, I did not have him investigated or anything. It's not like I was asking about him, I just happened to overhear people's conversations. Don't you want to dance with Kurilla? Naturally, it's not like I don't want to dance with her. Since I am unable to dance with Clady, Kurilla is the only one left who can keep up with me. I can say that for certain. I approach everything I do straight on, with the utmost effort. She's the only one who can match me. Although, have you heard why she hides her left eye? She is ashamed, saying that it was the result of her seeking glory, but I don't believe that's the case. I only won because she jumped straight at me, without a moment's hesitation. It is proof of her bravery. The fact that I was surprised by and feared that bravery is proof of my own weakness. I have devoted myself to my training ever since then, so that I could surpass her one day. However, I am still unsure whether my sword, mind, and body are up to her level. Wait, were we supposed to be talking about dancing? At any rate, this needs to start with what Kurilla herself feels. How do you feel about it? What do you mean, how do I feel? It's useless to talk about this any further. If you're going to get me to change my mind, the only way to do it will be through a clash of our blades, fists, and feelings. Meet me at the Bostano Oubliette. That is where the two of us shall settle this matter. It shall be a battle to the death. Okay. We've got to go to the Oubliette now, I suppose. I think this is a joke scene, though. I don't think we have to actually drop down into the sewer portion. Yeah, so I got stood up on a date once with the whole dating apps and dating site things. But in all honesty, I mean, that did make me grow. It did make me realize that just because a woman says that she would like to meet you does not mean that that is what she's gonna do. Okay, so we've got to go to where? H7, it says. Wait, no, that's H9. Okay. We're looking for the frigid confluence. Doesn't really say anything about it. I assume we can use trust though. So we'll be extra funny and use Treon against himself, as well as Kurilla. Yeah, that's the last time I really seriously used a dating site or app. Like, I did try using like Adult Friend Finder like just a few years later when I was in the Navy when I got to my first command because I really wanted to have sex. I was just like, this seems like a hookup site, so I'll try to use it to find someone to have sex with. And the only people who would respond to me on there or would actually talk to me and seemed like real people were swinging couples who were much older than I was, gay dudes, or really, really old women. I'm talking like old. And out of that site, I never got like a date set up or like any crazy sex or anything. I think the one woman I took the most interest in was actually like again, it was a redheaded chick. And she was like, I think mid-40s or something. And at the time, I was like mid-20s. And her profile had her like having sex in luxury hotels, like pressed up against windows a lot. I had no idea who took shots, who was on like outside the window to take the shot. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized it's like she probably has a friend or a guy that goes with her to this, and then like it's really weird and not just like normal sex. So yeah, you don't want that. But her criteria for guys was pretty weird. Like, I don't think I met her height criteria, and I'm really glad I sent this. There was something else. I think it was like distance or time or something. And then like the only other thing I ever considered was well, I'll tell you about it after this, although you're probably already tired of hearing about it. I feel amazing. It's like a great burden has been lifted from my shoulders. I never expected a mere adventurer such as yourself to do so much for me. Now then, I suppose I should go and speak with Corilla. Alright, well. Tally-ho! But yeah, so, it was like a couple. They were like in their mid-late 30s. And the thing that like made me even consider it was just the idea that the husband was just gonna watch, right? Like, I wasn't sure I was ready for a threesome or anything. The husband was just gonna watch, and I was like, I was in a phase of my life where like I had just been out of like a really shitty relationship. Because this was like I think like 2014 that I was trying this. But like the location they wanted me to meet them at was like way too skeevy, and so I just never wound up going through with it. And after that, like I just decided, you know what, this site's probably a quick path to getting an STD or something, even if I were to like have a successful meetup. So maybe I should forget about this. Ah, it's you, adventurer. I was about to begin training today when Prince Shion came and told me something rather startling. Apparently, he knew of my plans to dance with Lord Keitan at Count Virgo's ball and said that it would not be necessary. So you must be the adventurer known as Calmore that he was talking about. Yeah, I am. You taught me Savage Blade. Do you not remember? I got you water from the spring at Horley Peak to treat your eye. Monterley, however, tells me that Prince Trion will be speaking to me directly about us dancing together. This is something I received from His Highness. Does this mean... Wait a moment, that means you were responsible for bringing Prince Trion to me? That's right. I cannot thank you enough. Bum, 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 bum. Well, if I had it my way, I would romance you myself. But I don't have it my way, so... Let's see, is that... Oh, it's a style lock piece for a, I guess it's technically a Temple Knight shield, but either way, it's like... it's cool. Cool style lock piece. Neat. Alright, you must wait a game day after completing Gorilla Unleashed to begin this mission. You might wish to read the next mission guide too, as you will need to grab a doll gizmo from Temple Ugalapi. Depending on your available home points in Feiyin, it might be faster to grab that item before this mission, if possible. Well, seeing as we're already an hour 16 in, and the doll gizmo is something I know we can go grab, we might go ahead and go grab that, I guess. I'm pretty sure it's from the doll that like runs in a circle. Yeah. It spawns every 15 minutes in Temple Ugalapi. It's like on the way as if we were gonna go to Den of Rancor if we had the paintbrush. But something like that anyway. I think the book warp is the fastest way there, actually. We'll do this or get lost in the temple really quick, and then we'll just cut the video. But, yeah, so... If you haven't already cut it, you're probably just like, oh my god, this guy's a degenerate freak. If you hadn't already figured that out. Now, as far as degenerates go, though, I don't think I'm actually that bad. I think I'm pretty milquetoast. Not even really a degenerate. I'm just your typical guy who, like, had no luck with women for the longest time. Due to lacking social development. Having no desire to develop that until like my mid-20s. Temple of Ugalapi, here we come. Yeah. I did use Zeusk once as the other dating site, and my college buddies actually introduced me to it in like 2010, so this is before all the adult friend finder bullshit that I just told you about, and even before that other site too. I wish I could remember that other site's name. Like, I tried looking up like a list of dating sites on Google, and I didn't see anything that struck like as a reminder. But Zeusk is the one that's like all blue and like red hearts, and they have you do like compatibility quizzes all the time to try to like match you up with people. And on Zeusk, to get more back to the actual point I was trying to talk about, which was I if this is the right one or not. Whatever. We'll just go. I would do the compatibility quizzes and match up with people on Zeus or whatever, and then I would try to talk to them. And, but it was kind of like an earlier... And actually, I think I revisited Zeus a few years later, too. But it was kind of like the same deal, more or less, as Adult Friend Finder. The only people that would respond to me were people who were either just, like, really nasty and like, weird or gay. Or, couples looking to, like, swing or whatever. And, I think that leads to Den of Rancor. I don't know if we want that side or not. We'll figure this out, though. And, it wasn't quite as egregious, as far as I could tell, as Adult Friend Finder. Like, I say egregious, I guess I mean more blatant, right? Like, an Adult Friend Finder, the couples talking to me were just like, hey, you down to fuck? You know, and you'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm down to fuck. Or you could be like, oh, no, I'm definitely not down to fuck. But on Zeus, it was kind of like, hey, what are you looking for? You know, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm just seeing what's out there, you know. Oh, well, I'm a woman, and I've got a husband, and he lets me fuck whoever I want, and I'm kind of interested in you, but are you okay with fucking another man's wife, and, like, on my terms completely? Like, you have to let my husband watch, you have to let us record you, you know, my husband might order you to fuck me in a certain way, and you have to do it. And I just like that to myself, yeah, pretty much immediately. I am not in the market to be told what to do in the bedroom. Like, especially at that time, I was just like, I'm not even in the market to, like, know what I'm doing in the bedroom when I'm not under the pressure of somebody both watching me and commanding me. Like, I'm not... Like, sex is a private thing. Like, you can get as freaky as you want with as many people as you want, whoever you want. But, like, it should be kept private, right? Like, you shouldn't be broadcasting it. You shouldn't be fucking, you know, just, like, having literally zero shame, right? Like, you know, I tell you this, you know, story, and, like, it's probably undesirable for you to hear, but, you know, just know that, like, I'm not exactly proud of the fact that I was, like, so desperate at some point in my life that, you know, I was, like, appealing to strangers on the internet for possible, you know, sex or relationship or whatever. Mainly the sex, obviously, right? But what I guess what I really wanted though was like human connection, and I could barely get that, right? Like, you're hearing this horrible, you know, story, and yeah, it's just not. It's not good. It's not good. Let's see. Do we? I don't remember my way around here. It's kind of habitual to summon so many trusts. But yeah, my original point, like the whole thing that got me kicked off on talking about this, right, is just the idea of going on, like my experience with dating apps and hookup apps and programs and sites and things. And like, when Tinder was like all the rage, I think I missed out on like when it was brand new because I didn't really have a good phone. But like, I think I got the Tinder app at some point on my old phone. I don't have it on my current phone. And apparently, like, I didn't know, but there's like Tinder Gold or something like that. It's like the real app, like you pay for it. Like, you can use Tinder for free, but like you're actually not going to get any real matches or anything. You're just going to get shown really hot people who put themselves on the app to, you know, sell their likeness, I guess, to try to convince people to buy Twitter Gold. But oh yeah, I think this is the room. I think the doll we gotta kill is running in a circle up and down these stairs. Yeah, there he is. Okay, we just need this doll gizmo. It's for the next, not the very next mission, but the second mission after this. But yeah, I was just actually wondering, like, when women use dating sites and hookup apps, right? Like, I guess the main thing I should have mentioned, instead of telling you all my crazy stories about me being fucking stupid degenerate, I should have gotten to the point more succinctly. In the midst of like the Tinder generation of these apps and sites, and on all these sites now, really, and even on Twitter and on like even Facebook to an extent, it's happening on now, I think. There's all these fake accounts and bot accounts and fake people and all this that are literally, they're just advertisements for, you know, like porn with extra steps, right? Like webcam model sites, OnlyFans, you know, straight up like porn rip-offs, you know, like it could be a webcam, it could be whatever, but more or less, you know, the whole thing that happens is you go there, you watch some vaguely sexual content, they're trying to get your credit card number. Point is any of the direct messages, as they call them now, instead of private messages, that show up with a really hot girl profile picture from an account that looks like it was just like rolled right off the presses. You know, it's just a fucking porn bot. It's just a bot that's like trying to get your money. It's not actually a person. There's no actual relationship to be gained. You are literally just like beset by bots and you know, glorified porn accounts. And I just wonder how often women have to put up with that, or like if they have to at all. Because I could totally see, you know, like the saying is that like men die of thirst and women drown, or whereas women drown. I'd imagine being an actual woman on a dating site or a dating app or hookup app, like you get the pick of the litter if you're like even like a 6 out of 10, right? Like real woman wanting to have sex, you know, just like getting to pick any guy that's desperate enough to be on there. Just like, I don't know if it goes exactly the same or not. I've just never hear women talk about it in online spaces. So I hear about dick pics, I hear about, you know, that sort of thing, but I don't hear about this just like, oh yeah, I struggle to even talk to a real human being. Like but yeah, so sorry about all that. I guess all that had nothing to do with Final Fantasy 11. It's probably give me a thumbs down or whatever. But yeah, next time we'll continue off this Sandiorian arc. But for now, we're just gonna stop. So thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a great day. And stay away from hookup apps.